everybody, it's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Hey everybody, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 561. We are a podcast that's about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
And I'm Ari Rockefeller.
And Mako-chan is out. Unfortunately, she is sick tonight. It's basically she's getting hit with the cold on one side and allergies on the other side because she is literally a hot mess. So if you want to wish her get well, you can. You can also send her boxes of tea as well. She likes tea. Earl Grey.
Yeah, it didn't make sense for us to keep her around. She clearly needed to rest.
Yeah, because she mentioned earlier on Facebook she wasn't feeling, like all that well. And I asked, before we went live if she wanted to continue the show. And I asked, how come you didn't bail out earlier? And she said, I felt good, like I felt like I could do it, which I personally understand, I think the only time I would not do a show personally, if I was like sick, as in my voice is completely shot. And there's been a couple of episodes where, no show where it's my voice is completely shot. Whereas here, if we were to do this live streaming and the same thing happened, I would run the show. I would just run the board. I would just let everybody else talk and trade, and I would just run all the music and everything,
Mm-hmm.
And I would probably put up like a picture of Ranma, let y'all know I'm here. I'm just quiet. I'm just not saying anything because my voice is a shot. So All right, let's see. I want to make sure I had everything set where it should be. Wouldn't be too surprised if it ran through already. That's quite all right. So, anywho, enough about that. Let's get down to the nitty gritty of the good stuff here. So, Ari, how are you doing tonight?
Kind of a mixed bag.
Damn it, spilled water on my shirt. I'm feeling all right. I kind of feel like October just rolled in like a week early, surprise motherfucker,
Yeah, I helped my friend put the cover on his pool earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
And that's never a fun thing to do.
I can understand. I have never covered a pool, but there is an air conditioner above me that has to come out. And I got
when you take it out when you don't need it anymore.
Yeah. Well, back in my old place, the only reason why the air conditioner stayed in the window, it was literally jimmied in there. I couldn't yank it out, so I just sealed up the window. And then found out later that there was no insulation in that room.
Oops.
Yeah. That explains why I was always so fucking cold in there. So, But here, it's just that right above the monitor here is the window with air conditioner, and I got to make sure when it comes out, I don't fall, I don't hit the monitor. I already replaced the monitor once. I'm not looking to spit out another $300,
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm going to spit out $300, I'd at least make sure it will be a 4K monitor. I mean, this monitor does 4K through HDMI, but DisplayPort is 1440p, which I don't mind. I would do 4K, but that font is just way too small for my eye. It's just way too small. But yet the thing is, I have a 4K monitor at work, and that font works fine for work that I do. I think I just work in smaller letters and texts and all that craziness, because I've always felt that the larger texts and stuff kind of hurts my eyes. It's like a rude awakening. But enough about that. We've derailed, and it hasn't even been like 5 minutes, so
We're setting records.
I know, right? We are live tonight, week of September 27, 2022, right here on Twitch TV. You can find us here live Tuesdays from 9 to 10:30 Eastern. And don't forget, you can always see us here at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. You will find a few VODs available here if you are a subscriber to our Twitch channel. And don't forget, we're coming down to last end of September, so please subscribe and give gift subs as well. It's a gift that keeps on giving. And don't forget, we're also part of the Voice of Geeks Network at vognetwork.com. And you can find them at vognetwork.com. And they also stream as well. Twitch TV/vognetwork. They kick things off on Sundays at 8 p.m. starting with the Bobby Blackwolf Show with Orange Lounge Radio at 9. And come hang out in our Discord, vognetwork.com/Discord. Every channel that's part of the Voice of Every show that's part of the Voice of Geeks Network has their own channel. So come through, hang out, and have a good time. And if you leave some news, we may be able to use it. So now we got that out the way. We're going to kick things off to how was your week? How was your day? Ari, you kick things off while I go grab something for Geek Roundtable.
Okay. My paycheck came in today, which was good, but I'm obviously still very much missing, all the extra money from mileage from going back and forth to work. Speaking of which, I get to go meet with my medical department tomorrow morning, around noon-ish. But unfortunately, it's about an hour drive one way, and, it can't be done telemed, unfortunately. Let's see. What else is there? Definitely missing. Almost my entire paycheck right now is gone thanks to bills and whatnot.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, and I got the paperwork from my therapist. Well, the physical therapist. So there's no reason I shouldn't be cleared for go back to work. What else is there? I'm trying to think what. God damn it! I can't. I had it and I freaking lost it.
Well, I look at it this way: if you don't remember, it probably wasn't that important anyway. I've been there plenty of times. Emphasis on the plenty.
Let's. Am I missing anything else? I got grocery order coming tomorrow. Oh yeah, I remember what it was.
Yeah.
It's that all of them. Huh?
Yeah. Go on.
It's that I keep getting bombarded with messages from my bank saying, "We have, is this really you making this transaction?" And it's bills I'm trying to pay with my replacement card. And I just want to reach into the phone and just strangle whoever's on the other end at Wells Fargo. Because you're not making this any easier for me.
My brother in Christ.
Fuckers causing more problems than they solve. But yeah, that's why almost my whole paycheck is gone. And yeah, that's how things have been going for me.
Well, as for me, my weekend day has been pretty good. I took off from work Thursday and Friday because I went out to Oaks, Pennsylvania to the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center for RetroCon 2022. I met Venus Terzo. I met the voice of Lion-O, the voice of Tigra. I met Butch Patrick and got an autograph for a friend. I met the voice of April O'Neil. And it was fun. I really had a good time. Me and my...
The 80s version?
Yes. There were a few April O'Neils running around, so it was cool. My friend Leslie was there as April, and her husband was Casey Jones, which is understandable. Nice. Me and my partner, we were Shaggy and Velma, and it's funny. I had posted on my Facebook last week, this fan art of Velma, kind of thick. And she's shouting Jinkies. And I told her that's exactly how you're going to look when you cosplay Velma, which is definitely not a bad thing. And when she wore Velma, I had left because I had gotten my autographs and I wanted to drop them off in the room. That way I could have my camera in my bag. And when I went there, when I came back, she was telling me a lot of people was asking for her picture. And evidently there was a Scooby-Doo running around, but we didn't get a chance to see him. But we did pose for a few photos together, and it was fun. And she had a good time. the thing is, she didn't want to get a wig, but she was going to use her natural hair and just put like a little front bang, but she ended up getting a wig anyway. She was like, I don't know if I'm going to wear this again. And I'm like, you probably will. Just be creative. And I said, maybe next time we go to another con and we do zombie hunter versions, you know? I mean, that is a thing, so why not? Mm-hmm. The walking Scoob. Like, zoinks, man, I don't know. I kind of got the voice down. It was fun doing that. I will get more into retro cons later, but that's basically it was my week and day, and you know, and it was fun. I had a good time.
That's good.
Yeah, but here's something that got on me. This is the second time this has happened in like 3 weeks. Like the last time I came out, when we went, was it? When we went to Q by the Sea. Mm-hmm. I had problems with my debit card.
Oh, you too, huh?
Yeah, if it wasn't Q by the Sea, it was a week or two before that. And I was able to put everything on my credit card. That was fine, because I didn't make a lot of purchases. So, I think because when I got there, I withdrew money from the ATM, and then I made another, I made another big debit purchase. And when I went across the street to the Wawa, to pick up food that I ordered, and I tried to pay with virtually, tap, and it wouldn't go through. So I went and swiped my card, and it went through. I did get that text notification if this was me, and I'm just like, yes, it was. Then, I think I was trying to, see, what was I doing? Yeah, I gotten back to 30th Street Station. I was buying lunch to go home, and I had to put that on the credit card too. I was like, come on, y'all killing me. Either I put it on the credit card or no, I paid cash for that because I tried to put it through. When I got home, it was all settled and taken care of. So
that's good at least.
And Ranma 421 says, always call ahead to let the bank know that when you're traveling. Now here's something else. We ordered food from Grubhub, and my partner, she wanted to pay for it. So I log in, I ordered food, I put her information, and I put that we're at a hotel. My account got locked. And I'm calling to find out what the hell is going on here, And I get nowhere. So I said, fuck it, and go to DoorDash. And I'm like, and we put in her card. No. I paid. And she just PayPal'd me the difference. Which is what we should have done in the first place, but, But here's interesting. I'd find out in 48 hours if, everything would be whatever the end of the investigation was. I just happened to, I figured, fuck it. Log in, order food when I got home Sunday night. It went through without any problems. So I'm just like, what the hell? I am in my right mind to call them tomorrow and be like, yo, what is your major malfunction? But as for paying all those bills, I don't know how you do it, but I don't let my bank pay my bills. I use separate apps. There is an Amazon store card app. I use that. I go online to pay the Old Navy card, this, and that. And if I can use my checking account, which I do 9 times out of 10, because I find that when you pay bills with your debit card, some of the companies that you pay, they charge a fee for that. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, here's the thing. They charge a fee, and the money comes out usually within 24 hours. If you use your bank account, it takes up to 3 days. And if you time it just right, you pay the bill, it processes. The next day, you get your check, you get your paycheck. Day after that, money gets pulled out. That's what I do. You should look into that. That or Prism.
I pay through the company's apps and whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't use the bank as the middleman.
Even better. But see if they have an option if you can pay directly through your checking account. Mm-hmm. Because usually that a lot of times it's like they don't scream at you as much. I think, yeah, they don't scream at you as much. So the price of convenience. What can I say? And now that we got that out the way, we're going to get into housekeeping. And before anybody says, yes, I know, there are a couple episodes missing from the YouTube page. I didn't realize that until last night when I got back, because I thought I had posted the episode. So last week's episode will be available tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. I believe on Thursday. That's episode 560. Episode 559 will be available tomorrow, and this week's episode will be available on Friday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is episode 559, 560, and 561. And then we'll go back to the normal episode release on Thursdays at 12 noon. It's like I said, the episodes will be up there Thursdays at 12 noon Eastern. The only times they aren't if I happen to forget, which I did, and I'm sorry. But if you want to check out some of our older episodes, you can head on over to youtube.com/anime jam session. Click on playlists, click on podcast VODs. All of our episodes from the beginning of the year are there, so definitely check them out. And don't forget, we have upcoming conventions. October 16th to the 18th is another Anime Con in Westford, Massachusetts. And if you're going, please come by and check out my panel. It's called So You Want a Twitch Podcast and Twitch Stream. This is basically Twitch Streaming 101, or if there is a 101, this is Twitch Streaming 100, or Twitch Streaming the prerequisite. My panel will tell you about the hardware and software that you will need to get into Twitch streaming. This is not about how to do your layouts and all that cool stuff. This is basically a financial guide of how much you want to invest in doing something like this. And the devices I will show you are very reasonably priced. You don't have to use what I suggested. These are just ideas, and it's perfectly okay. And I will have references. I'll try to have references to videos of other YouTubers that I follow that also do Twitch streaming as well, so you can check out their videos as well. And Ranma421 says, man, make a masterclass for those of us who moved from the area. I don't know about a masterclass, but I wouldn't mind doing a YouTube video of the equipment that I have and this as well. I may even record the panel and post it to my page, so you can definitely check it out. So if you were at my ZenkaiCon panel, you definitely want to come to this one, because there are some updates, there are some changes, and you definitely want to be in the know, especially if you're a laptop and a Mac user. Let's see, what else do we have here for conventions? We will be going to DerpyCon, October 20th to 30th, East Brunswick, New Jersey, and Anime NYC, November 18th to 20th, Jacob K. Javits Center, New York City, and if I'm able to do so, Hall Mat, which I believe is December 16th to the 18th, in I think Orlando, Florida. There is no guarantee, because here's the deal. I'm trying to get there. If I don't go there, my next chance at going to Hall Mat will be sometime in 2024, because in 2023 I am going to Japan. That's my master plan right there. Let's see what else we have. And that's basically is it. I believe we'll have a new sponsor coming up in upcoming weeks. So for those of you who are stuck around for our HelloFresh sponsorship, thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Just remember, when you click on those sponsors through us, the kickbacks that we get off of that, it pays for the hardware, it pays the server costs and stuff, the subs, everything. I just want you all to know, between y'all buying the HelloFresh sponsorship and the subs that we've gotten this year, all of the websites and all the add-ons for email and everything hardware is paid up in full for the year. So we are golden for that. So thank you so very much. The next goal now is to get new and improved staff shirts. I think that's going to be pretty cool. I kind of want a Vogue jersey. Like one with the names on the back and a number and all that? Something like that.
Like a hockey jersey?
Yeah, I mean, well, like a soccer jersey. I mean, like my Sailor Moon, my Venus Sailor Moon Crystal jersey. That would be kind of cool, because I've been seeing this site called geekyjerseys.com, and there's a Luigi one coming out soon. I definitely want to get my hands on that. I also think I need to get a new and improved arm, for me to talk and do the show with. But let's see, what else do we have here? I think that is it for housekeeping and upcoming sponsorships that we have. So now we're going to get into Geek Roundtable. This is the part of the show where we talk more about our Geek Year weeks, our Geek Year side of our week, and cool stuff that we've been up to. So, we want to share. So, Ari, what do you have for Geek Roundtable?
You should recognize this because you gave it to me
the
other week.
Mm-hmm.
Hidden chemistry and everything. Haven't had a chance to fully sit down and read it yet.
Mm-hmm.
But where did you say you got it again?
I got it from work.
And it was just it just had things like that, laying around.
Yeah, because again, I don't really divulge what I do for a living. If you're on my personal Facebook, then you know. But one of the things is we get an excess of books, and there is a massive cubbyhole filing area, like a giant cubbyhole system, and they just shuck the books there. And I have a couple of friends who are, for the better portion of it, book sluts. And I buy, I grab a bunch of books that I think they might like, pack them in a box, and I ship them. I'm just like, here, enjoy. One of my friends, I asked, when she came back to Facebook, I asked her, how were the books? She said they were great, and a couple of them kind of help, I guess, her self-improvement, self-esteem, and who she is, and I'm really glad about that. Because I'm just like, I don't know if it's going to help or not, but just a thought, it's a little bit. And I figured that chemistry book, would be something that's definitely right up your alley.
Yeah, it definitely does sound look interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what do you got, though?
All right, so it seems that all the stuff from Otaku Mode Slow Boat from Japan is finally making its way in. Last week, I showed off the Sumeri Hiyana figure that I got. While I was away, I get a notification of another package that was delivered, and oddly enough, it wasn't porch napped. For the most part, my stuff rarely gets porch napped, except during the holidays where I'm like, yes, send them to my job. And that one time that my Old Navy pants got jacked, but hey, shit happens. But this one was still there when I got home on Sunday. And as you all know, I am a fan of Rem from ReZero. And it seems like almost every week Otaku Mode shows off a new Rem figure. And I'm just like, I have to heavily scrutinize the figure and like, do I want it, yes or no? And I think I have more Rem figures than Sailor Venus figures, and I'm just like, I gotta rectify that. I can't have that many. But the thing is, most of them are behind the clothes, like over there. If I move that, you'll see all of the figurines I've gotten over the last couple of years still in boxes because I don't have room for them. But I did pick up this gem. It is Precious Figure Nurse Rem. And I have it on an angle here so that you can see it without the glare. And I think the glare happens because of the glare in my glasses, and it really sucks. Mm-hmm. And it's really cute. Rem is in blue, Ram is in pink. And normally, for those of you who know me, I tend to go for the pink-haired girls, but Rem is straight up, she's ride or die. And as Kagome1488 says, more than Sailor V, that's blasphemy. Yeah, I know. The problem is Sailor Moon isn't as popular and trendy as ReZero. It's an older franchise, it's an older IP, so there's not much stuff is coming out. But I can say I did find official Christmas Senshi plushies at the cons. I picked those up. Ron before 21 says, a Mooney fan having more figures from an anime besides Sailor Moon. I know, right? I have a lot of idol figures too. My display case. The second shelf is just for Love Live. In there are basically almost all of my Nozomi Tojo and Yoshiko Tsushima figures in that display case. Nah, y'all can't take my Mooney card because I've cosplayed Artemis. That Mooney card is literally tattooed to my chest. So So if you want to take it off of me, we's gonna
Well,
have
it's
to
not
have.
not
We's gonna have a.
literally.
We's gonna have a knife fight. So yeah, and the thing is, I have one bottom shelf left that I really need. Like the third and fourth shelves, I have risers so I can put more figurines. I just got to sit down, actually get off my tuchus and do it. So And now that we got that out the way, we're going to talk about RetroCon 2022. I may be writing up a report on this. If not, you'll definitely hear something from one of our staffers, Rose, who was at the con for both days. I was only there for one day because due to the flight times of my partner, I wanted to make sure that she got to Philly airport and then I go hop on the train and make my way home. So now, first thing you need to know, RetroCon is at the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center in Oaks, Pennsylvania. That area is kind of like an industrial area of sorts, kind of. And I say that because of the way it's laid out. If you've ever been to Anime Next and having to travel to the Somerset location, kind of reminiscent of that. The closest hotel is about a 10-minute walk from the convention center. So, and since it was the first day of fall, the walk was a little brisk. Bring a jacket, Now, I mostly went for the autographs. And what was great was you didn't need a ticket. You didn't need a pass or anything like a special pass to get it. You walk back there and you get your autographs. Just remember, bring cash. I've gotten so used to a lot of voice actors that have like a Square reader or a PayPal reader. I end up having to pull money, so I can get the autographs, First thing, if you're going for autographs, bring at least $100 to $120 in cash for them. At least. Now, what's interesting is the night before, we were having some issues with the TV in our room, but come to find out, there is a button that you have to press to go to the input. You just got to push it down a little bit hard, push it in a little bit harder for it to work. So after I took care of that, I get back on the elevator, and lo and behold, Venus Terzo is in the elevator with me, and I have a fanboy moment. And I said to her, "You are the reason why I came to this convention," And I was so, basically when I got to the table, I told her, longtime fan of the series. I love and respect your work. It was a great honor. And the thing is, I normally pick out a page for the voice actors to sign in my art book. I didn't think ahead, but I found one where she signed it and it was great. And I passed her a message from Ian James Corlett, who, if you don't know, he is the original voice of Goku from Dragon Ball Z. We're talking before Sean Schemmel. We're talking like when Dragon Ball
the
Z.
Ocean dub.
Yep, back in the early 2000s. And he's
not mid 90s, wasn't it?
No, it was early 2000. Actually, it might be late 90s, like 97, 98. And and he was also the voice of Mega Man in the Mega Man animated series that came out around that time, around the same time as the Darkstalkers cartoon, And he's also the new voice of Miroku and Yashahime. So, we went to the Q&A session, and it was cool. What they ended up doing was they kind of corded off one of the areas for the Q&A session, and it wasn't so bad. You just had to literally eat the mic, so that they can hear you. The thing about this expo center is it's more like it's more like an expo hall than it is a convention center, which usually means large halls, small venue rooms. That's basically what it was. Now, I checked out the cosplay contest, and it's like your typical Comic-Con contest. And I'm not talking New York Comic-Con, SDCC, or Dragon Con or anything like that. Nope, nothing like that. It was basically they introduced you, you showed your costume, you did a little twirl, and you walked. How it's like the most basic of conventions, how it used to be. That was pretty cool. Unfortunately, due to the lighting in the area, it was really dark. It was hard to get photos. Now, I could snapped up photos left and right on my phone, but I'm not trying to do that. I wanted to take pictures with my DSLR, which I will be getting a mirrorless soon. Thank God for that. All right, so back to the main thing. The old slogan, I don't want to grow up, I'm a Toys R Us kid?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of felt that when I walked into RetroCon. I keep saying cons because the URL is retrocons.com. But when you walk in, you are going to see merchandise from the 70s until today. When you walk in, you're going to feel like that kid walking around in KB or Toys R Us or FAO Schwartz or any toy store. You're going to have that feeling of looking at these toys and figures and action play sets, and you're going to be reminded of when you walked in that toy store and you saw that one thing that you wanted. If I actually had the space, there was a used Super Famicom for sale. I almost bought it. If I had the space in my book bag, I would have picked it up. Of course, there were tons of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles accessories and toys and action figures because the voice actress for April O'Neil was there. But I also found out that NECA, NECA, they're doing re-releases of various turtle figures and so forth, were there too. So I saw a lot of stuff I have not seen in quite a long time. Somebody with the Technodrome sitting out. I saw some Atari games sitting out for sale. Yes, there was somebody selling older video games. You could pick up a Dreamcast, a PlayStation, the fat PS2. There was somebody selling video games from Atari up into Xbox 360 generation. And the thing is, it wasn't that crowded. There was no need to be like, oh, excuse me, one side, excuse me, coming through. It was nothing like that. But because of, PA's laws on mask mandates, most people were not wearing masks. And to be perfectly honest, to admit, I didn't wear a mask either because I know my partner, I know her health status, she knows mine. So I feel that if I was there by myself, I would have worn a mask from start to finish. If I am with somebody, hanging out, I will not wear one. Now, when we were traveling to the hotel, yeah, we wore our mask. She wore her mask on the flight and, and all that. Yeah, that's a different story, And what's cool is it was only like $28 for the weekend. And you get a cool little pin, which I have sitting on my desk on the table over there where my TV is. So that night, we went to see the Cybertronic Spree. They are a Transformers cover band. I actually picked up their album, which is called Transformers 1986. They did a complete cover of the original Transformers, the movie soundtrack, and it's really good.
That does sound awesome. It
is. And you can get it on Bandcamp. It's like $12. You can get a digital release of it. No, actually, it's $10. It's $10, my bad. So the concert was cool. You had Hot Rod and RC on guitar. I think Unicron was on bass. Let's see. Quintesson was also on guitar as well. And I forget who else. You remember Soundwave, right?
Yeah.
No, it's Rumble. And Rumble was on the drums, which is kind of expected. And they did some covers. Like they covered Test Your Might from Mortal Kombat. They covered I may have to post these on the official page so people can check them out. They also covered the theme from Pokemon. They also covered the theme of He-Man. And they did a G.I. Joe Transformers medley, which was kind of cool. Now, I will say this. This is a type of convention where one day is good. Just pre-reg, because honestly, it's only $28 for 2 days, and you get a cool little pin. Outside of that, it's $20 per day. Who knows? Maybe you want to go back and take a walk around and grab some more things. There's a lot of classic old school cosplay. I did see someone cosplaying from Sword Art Online and Full Metal Alchemist. Rose did a cosplay from Trigun. But mostly you were seeing people cosplaying from Scooby-Doo, Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe, Indiana Jones. A lot of the old school classic TV shows and cartoons and movies. This is the type of environment for that. Hell, there was a couple of Cobra Commanders walking around. I saw one go by and I went, "Hail Cobra," because it's Cobra, And I will now, if you want to feel nostalgic, take a trip down memory lane and check out the toys and figures that made you, or the toys and figures that you always wanted to get your hands on but couldn't. This is it. This is where you need to be. This is the show for you. Yes, there are other places that have like comic and toy shows and stuff like that, but it's not, I don't think it's good as this. Plus, if you have younger siblings or if you have younger kids, you can bring them and show them how you played and had fun. Get the kid from stop playing Minecraft, and play with an action figure.
Ouch.
I'm right.
I'm not saying you're not.
But that's exactly how I felt. It was fun. It was great. I found out later that day that David Kaye, the voice of Suntendo, and I think he was on Beast Wars as the main voice of the Predacons. But
I'm drawing a blank on that one. Sorry.
Here. I wish I had known in 2019 I would have went, but and gotten his autograph too. But this is a good show. And you don't have to worry about being stuck in the middle of nowhere. There's some great food places there. There's a Target across the street from the hotel, so we were good for the weekend, for breakfast foods and stuff. So I would say definitely swing through and check it out. If you're going to fly in, just remember it's going to take about 45 minutes by taxi out there, and get a Lyft. It'll run you between $50 and $65. So save yourself a few dollars, because a normal yellow cab probably run you close to $200. And you want to take the bulk of that money and buy merch. That's what you want to do. So that's my take of RetroCon 2022. Hopefully y'all check it out next year.
Will you be going back next year?
It depends on who is the guests. Like, who they get. And I don't think I'm going to cosplay next year if I do go. So we'll see. It's just that it's the walk from between the hotel and back. It depends, All right, now we got that out the way. Ari, tell us about this new Rurouni Kenshin anime. And there is controversy.
All right, then. Let me bring it up here. Oop. Wrong one. Wait. I was on the wrong one. Whoops.
No problem.
All right, where are we? New Rurouni Kenshin anime coming in 2023. The main cast and the staff were revealed at Aniplex Online Fest 2022. Soma Saito will play Kenshin Imura, while Rai Takahashi will play Kendo instructor Kamiya Kaoru. Hideo Yamamoto is set to direct the anime at Leiden Films with the character designed by Terumi Nishi, series composition by Hideyoki Kurata, and music by Yu Takami. Originally fantasy manga series by Nobuhiro Watushi, which ran from 94 to 99. Rurouni Kenshin follows a former assassin as he travels the country atoning for his past deeds. And It was adapted into a TV anime in 1996, with an anime film in 97, and 3 OVAs between 1999 and 2012. The sequel manga, the Hokkaido arc, is currently running in Jump Square, and the new anime will air in Japan in 2023. Now, what was controversial about it?
We talked about this on the show a few years back when it originally happened. The mangaka for Rurouni Kenshin, Nobuhiro Watsuki, was arrested on child pornography charges.
Oh, right. How could I freaking forget?
I mean, honestly, it's been like 5 years, more or less, which is kind of understandable, but, some people will not forget that.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the issues was that he just paid off a fine because in Japan, child pornography was not a big thing because of how it's categorized there and the type of DVDs. But he actually admitted to all of this, and people are upset. He says that he has apologized and atoned for his sins, but people don't want to hear that. It's like, you done goofed.
They don't believe him.
Right. Some people can separate the art from the artist. I can do that depending on what the artist did. Rurouni Kenshin is not in my wheelbarrow. But I'd watch it because it's on streaming. And now people are talking about pirating the series. I'm like, don't.
That doesn't help anyone.
Don't. Pirating just makes it just going to screw other people too. Because let's say you start pirating this one series and you start doing more and more. Look, I can't twist your arm and tell you what to do and what not to do. All we can do here at Anime Jam Session is give you the facts, tell you what's going on, and suggest the best course of action. I mean, hell. Yeah, technically, even when you're borrowing somebody's subscription, you're still paying for it. You may not be paying the membership fees, but you're paying via electricity. I look at it this way. Outside of that, and you're borrowing somebody's account to watch the show, they're not getting your money, so there's that. I feel that he should be given a chance at redemption, but let's just see where he goes. But the redemption for him should be for himself, not to seek redemption to earn brownie points for his fan base. So that's my take on that. And here we go. Wait. And for some reason, I keep hearing gunshots upstairs, like somebody's playing a game or something.
Let's hope it's coming from a game, man.
It is. I think one of the kids is playing Call of Duty or something like that, because the door is open and the windows are probably open too, so that's probably why I can hear it. Alright, and this would have been an article for Mako-chan.
Will you be taking it?
Yeah, we'll just go back and forth.
Oh yeah, she would have loved this.
Yeah. One of our favorite series, Aggretsuko, which I don't think I started season 3 yet. I really need to catch up with that and add that to my list. But the news is the 5th and final season launches February of next year. And it's going to be, like I said, the final season. This season will focus on Retsuko running for office. Retsuko is returning to direct the film, the 5th season at FanWorks, and the entire cast is returning. For those of you who don't know, Retsuko is a 25-year-old red panda who works in her dream company's accounting department. But it turns out she's forced to keep doing more and more impossible tasks by her superiors and co-workers. She doesn't talk back to them, but she still has to let off steam, so she ends up going to karaoke by herself and singing death metal. Which I get. The character's first anime, which predated the Netflix series, premiered in April 2016 within the Osama no Brunch TBS Saturday morning program and aired a new 1-minute episodes weekly until March of 2018. The first 10-episode Netflix season premiered worldwide in April of 2018. Retsuko, the director of the previous aggressive Retsuko anime, and Yawaraka Sensha, again directed the first season, Netflix season at FanWorks, and also penned the scripts. The anime also had a Christmas episode that premiered in December 2018, and then the second season debuted in June 2019. The third season debuted on Netflix in August of 2020. Works for me.
Ow.
You all right there?
Yeah, I just cracked my knuckles a little too
Oh,
hard.
okay.
All right. I'll take the next one then.
Yep, all you.
Tokyo Mew Mew's new season 2 announced. Premiere date set for April 2023.
I have to sit down and watch the season finale.
The first season ended earlier today, as of September 20th, and they have an announcement trailer now available on YouTube. The original Tokyo Mew Mew anime aired for 52 episodes from 2002 to 2003. Studio Pierrot animated it. Mew Mew New, stylized with a tilde and a heart, is a reboot announced for the 20th anniversary of the manga. It is animated by Yumeta Company and Graphinica and directed by Takahiro Natori. The anime is streaming on High Dive, which describes the plot as: the scientists of the Mew Project use DNA of endangered species to create a team of heroines imbued with amazing abilities. Armed with the skills of an Iriomode cat, Ichigo must band together with other Mew Mew girls to repel an alien incursion. And we have Yuki Tenma, Ryoko as Ichigo, Ryoko Juni as Lettuce, Mirai Hinata as Mint, Momoka Ishii as Zakuro, and Rian Toda as Fong Pudding. These are some weird names.
Well, Mew Pudding she's Chinese, so. I don't know why it's Fong Pudding, though, because her name was slightly different. I think Fong is her last name.
Let's see. Anime is based on the Mew Mew manga, which started serialization in 2002. The manga was written by Reiko Yoshida, while Miya Ikumi did the art. The manga ran from 2000 to 2003, with a sequel titled Tokyo Mew Mew a la Mode, that started in 2003 and ended in 2004. The sequel was written and illustrated by Miya Ikumi. Mew Mew 2020 Return, a 2-chapter sequel to the original series, ran from 2019 to 20, with Reiko Yoshida returning to write the story and Ikuma doing the art, and Miya Ikumi passed away earlier this year, which I did not know.
No, we talked about this on the show.
I must have forgotten it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It happens.
But yeah, I guess you're going to have fun with it, aren't you?
Yeah, something along those lines. Let's see, what else do we have here? I'm actually more excited about the next story.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Love Live.
Oh, of course.
Well, yeah. I think it is my very first idol anime, probably. No, actually, no. I think that's K-On! I think that was my first idol anime. But it seems that the Love Live franchise is going to have an original stage musical. I hope somebody has the means to kind of get a copy of this so I can see this, because I really want to see this. So you have the Love Live anime, books, games, music, and magazines. And now we're going to have a musical adaptation. It's going to be from December 10th to 15th in Tokyo and January 25th to 29th in Osaka, featuring an original story and a new set of characters. Well, that does kind of make sense, because in Love Live Sunshine, those groups, they're done. They've done that. And the way Superstar is going, they're done too. Nijigasaki, they're done too. So it makes sense for the musical to have a brand new troupe. They have released a teaser visual and cast photos. So we have Marina Haruchi as Rurika Tsubaki, Nanami Asai as Yuzuha Sumeragi, Julia Ann as Yukino Hojo. All right. Rina Koyama as Hikaru Amakusa. Minami Sato as Maya Mikasa. Yuna Sekin as Anzu Takizawa. Let's see. Mizuki Saiba as Mizuzu Wakasuki. Sana Hoshimori as Toa Kurisu. Ikibuki Mita as Rina Suzuka. And Ruri Aoyama as Sayaka Harukaze. Yuki Iono as Madoka Tsubaki, was probably the parents. Sayaka Akamura as Kyoka Takizawa. And from the pictures, it looks like it's going to be, if I'm looking at this correctly, yeah, it's going to be two rival schools probably competing against each other for the title of Love Live. So I want to see how this plays out. I really, really do. Directed and written by Koki Kishimoto, the musical will follow two high schools in Hyogo and Osaka. Tsubaki Sakuhana Girls High School, which boasts a high college acceptance rate, and Takizakura Girls Academy, a popular school with an entertainment course. At the center of it are the daughters of both schools' chairwomen, who are fiercely competitive and lead their respective schools' idol clubs. Oh my god, it's an idol showdown!
I got a feeling blood will be spilled over this.
No. Just glitter and satin.
Huh.
I can say in Love Live, and I believe Love Live, Sunshine, and Superstar, there's always one character that's related to somebody in the school. So I don't remember if that was the case in Nijigasaki. So then again, I think you can kind of skip that one. I think there was like 14 idols in that one, and that was just a little bit too much, even for me. All right, Ari, you want to wrap it up with some Lupin III?
Sure. Over the last 50 years, Lupin III and his gang have stolen everything from cash to crypto, from national monuments to ancient technology, and now they have their sights set on the Golden Arches.
They've stolen crypto? Damn, they're good.
They tried stealing NFTs, but it's too much emotion, too much financial loss in that. So
Heyo.
This shadowy tweet on the McDonald's Japan Twitter account shows Lupin, Jigen, and Goemon in a silhouette. The tweet itself reads, "Is the gang going to McDonald's?" This wouldn't be the first fast food collab for the long-running series. 5 years ago, visitors to curry chain Koko Ichibanya were greeted by a familiar calling card, leading to a crossover event with unique menu items and merchandise. With Lupin III anime riding its 50th anniversary festivities across multiple years, we can likely expect something fun in the near future. So yeah, we're probably going to see, Lupin-themed menu items, aren't we?
Probably so.
And it's Japan, so it's just going to be stuff that we don't get here, which will make it even better, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like stuff we're not used to seeing.
Yeah. All right. Before we get into strange news from Japan, Ari, I looked at that link, and it does. Either I'm blocked from seeing the actual article, the link, or the mods took it down. Thankfully, somebody mentioned it was the Ranma Express T-shirt. I actually
right.
Yeah, I have that shirt.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I bought it a few years ago. I think I got it off of OnceUponAT.net, I think. I found the shirt online, but I'm trying to find like the original the original T-shirt shop. But it looks like the artist has it open at various places, so it looks pretty cool. So I'm okay with that. I'm just trying to find, the original site that I bought the damn shirt from. See, even
I've
on
also been looking at geeky jerseys,
yeah.
and some of them you can customize, and some you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the number and name on the back,
Right.
and you can submit your own.
Not surprised.
So, I'm gonna try something like that.
Of course you would. Hell, I think I just spotted a couple of Ranma S shirts and jerseys that I want, but and I just see some. And one thing that sucks is that when you go looking for these shirts, a lot of the times there's stolen fan art. Like I'm looking at this one.
That's been a big problem.
I'm looking at this one shirt, and I'm just like, I know the artist. I mean, I use her artwork on my cards. I have her permission. It's actually on the card, who the artist is. I'm just like, this is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I've been down that road too, trust me.
There we go.
And there are some people who get, very creative with taking down Twitter bots who react when you go, oh, I would love this design on this shirt.
Yeah.
Because they do things like pull up Mickey Mouse and other Disney products in unflattering positions. And, well, as the old saying goes, the devil works hard, but Disney works harder.
I get that one. So yeah, I'm going to share this with my friend and be like, I buy it from this person. Hold on, I might be blocked from that because I can't see it. But here's...
Just give us a second, people.
Yeah, but here is the link. Live stream, boys and girls. Here's a link to the shirt by the actual artist. And where I bought it. There we go. I don't... This makes... can't believe I don't see the post. Oh, well. I'll just leave this open, and I think I'll use one of my alt accounts I use to support the Facebook page with and take a look that way. It's all good. It's all good in the hood, they say.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're at the part of the show you have really enjoying stick around for. Meanwhile, in Japan. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let me adjust the music a little bit. There we go. I mean, the volume. Okay, let's see what we got.
Which one do you want?
I guess I could take the first one.
All right, then. I'll take the second one because the first image on the third one just unnerves me.
It can't be all that bad. Let me take a look at this. Okay, it's not that it unnerves me. It just looks lonely and cold.
Yeah, it just feels like this is not how this is supposed to be. I don't care if it, technically acceptable. Like, no, do not do this. But yeah, go ahead with the first one.
We're going to talk about this story too. I might just have to read it. But yeah, I think y'all gonna want to check this shit out. Oh man! All right, let me bring it up. All right, we all know Tinder. We all know what Tinder is and what Tinder does. But how would you react if there was a Tinder convenience store?
Huh.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Japanese convenience stores are a much loved part of everyday life in Japan. It's where you can get pretty much anything your heart desires at any time of day or night. Kind of reminds me of the 7-Elevens we had in my neighborhood. Last weekend, however, a new convenience store popped up in Tokyo's Shibuya district, offering something that others don't usually have in store. Love and romance. Called Swipe Mart. The convenience store was run by dating app Tinder, and though it was only open from September 16th to 19th, it was such a rounding success there. There's hopes that the pop-up shop will pop up at more locations in the future. Aimed at the over 18 crowd, the convenience store has some great freebies on offer for Tinder members, ranging from a choice of either jocks, socks, or a long sleeve t-shirt. Tinder members will also provide with some original food and drink, like chips, alcoholic sours, and a Tinder Cheeky, inspired by Family Mart's Family Cheeky, which came in a 2-pack for sharing with your perfect match. And Tinder Cheeky is basically two chicken tenders in a little bag and a position where it kind of looks like a heart.
Not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm. Dubbed Tinder's Youth Convenience Store, there was no age requirement to enter before 10 p.m., but people in school uniform were denied entry at all times.
Huh.
And
I can't imagine why.
Yeah. And after 10 p.m., it became an 18-only location. People were asked to download the Tinder app before they visit the convenience store so they could take advantage of all the free offers and take a photo for their Tinder profile of this impressive photo wall that they have. Swipe Mart captured all the fun of youth culture against the backdrop of a convenience store, with the tantalizing possibility that a match might occur at any moment, propelling you towards the romance of your dreams. While it's a shame that Swipe Mart was only open in Shibuya for a limited time, judging by the lines outside before opening and the buzz it created online, there may as well be another Swipe Mart on the cards in future. That's something we might have to definitely swipe right on.
Man, they're really loving laying all those references, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty thick. And that was purely by accident.
I don't think we're helping in this one.
True. Next story?
Sure. Let me bring it up here.
All right.
A Japanese convenience store will now ask customers who ask for a fork to use chopsticks instead. And the sub-headline is Family Mart no longer gives a fork.
And I think this music is quite apropos for this.
Let's see. In Japan, companies are so committed to customer service, and they don't say the customer is always right. They say the customer is God. Oh God, what's the Japanese word for a Karen? But starting next month, if you walk into a branch of the Family Mart convenience store chain and ask for a fork, they'll give you chopsticks instead. This isn't part of a traditional Japanese cultural commitment, the latest example of an increased modern consciousness of environmental issues. In 2020, Family Mart, along with the rest of Japan's major convenience store chains, began charging customers for plastic shopping bags in an effort to encourage shoppers to bring their own reusable bags instead. They're now looking to further reduce the amount of plastic trash its operations generate by switching from providing customers with plastic forks to offering them wooden chopsticks instead. With about 16,600 Family Mart branches in Japan, this new policy, they say, will reduce plastic waste by 250 metric tons.
Wow.
That's about 550 some odd thousand pounds. They switched to forks with holes in the handle a while back to decrease the amount of plastic used, but they want to go further with this. And unlike in some other countries where these convenience stores are primarily a place to buy snacks and drinks, many people in Japan regularly buy meals at the convenience stores, especially busy urban office workers and blue-collar workers in industries such as construction, transportation, who might not have many restaurants in your workplaces. In addition to bento box lunches and rice balls, pasta dishes are also big sellers, and most Japanese people use forks when eating them. chopsticks work fine for ramen and other Asian noodle dishes. They can be tricky with Western-style pastas, since the heavier sauces make for a bigger mess they're slurped, and it's a lot easier to eat the noodles in bites when you can wrap them around the fork. Still, there's at least one pasta restaurant in Japan where chopsticks are default, so it can be done. In addition, Family Mart can be completely bashing forks. Adults living in Japan generally have no difficulty using chopsticks. Young children sometimes struggle with them while they're still developing their fine motor skills. And adults with physical disabilities find it easier to use a fork. And this policy goes into effect October 4th. Okay, so, yeah, I get that it's affecting the bottom line.
Right.
That's ultimately what it's all about.
Yeah, everything.
They're not doing it to spite people.
No, they are doing it to help the environment, but still, their bottom dollar.
That and if they're like wooden or whatever else they use, bamboo, they'll biodegrade a lot more readily than plastic will.
All right. Now for what me and Ari were kind of discussing previously, and we're just like, wait, what is this? And our thoughts on this.
Oh boy.
This is something special. That's all I gotta say. And I have to share this with you all before we even get into the article, because it's like that. Okay, let me bring it up. All right, paste, and let's change this to 6. Hopefully that'll fit. Yeah, take a look at that. Do you see what I see?
What we would rather not see.
You are looking at crustless bread.
This is like looking at a peeled watermelon.
Yeah. It's like you're looking at it and you're swearing like the top of it is still the crust, but in reality, it really isn't. It's just wow.
That and crust, like eating bread without the crust on it is like a very marquee sign of immaturity. At least that's how I remember it from when I was that age. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally get it. My funny thing was I thought it was like crustless. They would make the sandwich and put it in a machine that would cut it off. You could see you could see how it was torn off, but it looks natural, but yet unnatural.
Oh yeah.
So let's get into tonight's topic in regards to this crustless bread. So basically, as per the person who wrote this story, basically says that they like the crust on bread and loves the heels, which is the back pieces of the bread as well when you get a loaf. But in Japan, it seems that sandwiches are widely sold with the crust cut off, and even many loaves of bread in the supermarket have like the end pieces removed. But far more important than the irritation that this causes this one person is the amount of food waste the mass aversion to bread crust creates. So at Tokyo's Imperial Hotel, in order for this luxury hotel to create their pristine looking sandwiches, they constantly trim the crust off of sliced white bread. However, according to their own estimates, this generates 2.5 metric tons, which is about 5,500 pounds of wasted crust per year, even reusing crust as ingredients for other dishes when possible. Yeah, you can always cut the crust up and use them as croutons and stuff like that. Or, breadcrumbs and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So, as a part of the sweeping changes to address several sustainable development goals, the Imperial Hotel began a number of initiatives this year. In the hotel's culinary division, reducing food waste has been brought up. So, from October 1st going forward, the hotel's Tokyo bakery, with the surprisingly cool name of Gargantua, will begin offering crustless white bread. Not to be confused with bread that has its crust removed, but this is bread that was baked in such a way that it never had crust to begin with. Since a bread's crust is developed by the surface coming in direct contact with the heat that bakes the bread, all the bakers at Gargantua had to do was lower the temperature and slow the baking down to a crawl so that the heat is distributed throughout the bread in a way that it bakes evenly. That being said, it perhaps could be argued that the reduction in food waste may come at the expense of more energy usage, but without knowing the baking process in detail, it's difficult to say if that was the case. Either way, the Imperial Hotel has also set a goal to become completely carbon neutral by 2050, so they'll have to factor their crust-free bread into this equation one way or the other. The bread, which was conceived by Imperial Hotel's head chef Yu Sugimoto, is also said to be a moisture as a result of the way it's made. A yellow variety that has pureed carrots mixed in has also been developed.
Ugh.
I don't know, I kind of like carrot cake, so...
Not me. Like, carrots are fine. Carrot cake, I almost died eating one of those.
Gotcha. The bread will be offered at Gargantua on October 1st in their mixed sandwich set that contains 4 types of sandwiches for about 2,200 yen, which is about $16. And the Gargantua sandwich, which is made up of 4 types of sandwiches along with fresh fruit, all served in a huge basket made of bread for 15,120 yen, $105. From there, the bread will be added to other menus around the hotel, but for now, you'll know where to find them and can maybe even grab a cool school bag cake if they're still selling them. Personally, it's best to sit this one out because if you're a crust lover, it's a front to everything you hold dear, but you got to respect the innovation behind it. Honestly, I would take bread crusts. If I had some type of sauce, I would just dip it, I'd do
Use
that.
the heel of the bread to soak up the remaining sauce or whatever.
Exactly. I would definitely do that.
I have done that, but
Mm-hmm.
still, this just looks so unsettling if you don't know the context behind it.
Yeah, it kind of does. It literally is naked bread. Shall we get out of here?
Yes, please.
You're really feeling it tonight, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, in that case, let's hurry up and get the heck up on out of here. So if you like tonight's show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters, and we do this for the fun of it. So what we like and don't like, we're straight up telling you. And that's how it is. So if you have any questions about the show, ideas, suggestions, and so forth, drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. We're here to believe you. And while you're out there emailing us, swing by our website at animejamsession.com, where you will find our weekly podcast, cosplay tips and tricks, cosplayer interviews. You'll also find links to our YouTube page of convention coverage, our Facebook fan page of cosplay convention coverage. You'll find anime reviews, editorials, and other cool stuff in the middle at animejamsession.com. And if you want to check out some more episodes and you're not able to check it out on the YouTube, just pull up any podcasting app and search Anime Jam Session. You'll find over 10 years of episodes there, so definitely check that out. Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, whatever you use, definitely check that out. And also, if you do like us, we'd appreciate a little appreciation for that, because there's a tip jar down below, link to our stream elements and our Ko-Fi if you want to send us straight cash. If you want to give bits, you can always cheer us with bits, and we really appreciate that. And subscribing to our channel is also cool as well. And gift subscriptions are also available. We're coming down to the end of September, so every little bit counts, and we greatly appreciate that. And follow us on our social media pages on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. It's all Anime Jam Session. So if you follow us on those, you'll know when we have new videos up, articles, stories, photos, and all that cool stuff. So now we're going to go around the room. Last words, Ari.
I already sent in a custom hockey jersey design. It was based on Fire Emblem Three Houses, so not Pokemon.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
My last words, I have to get up at 5 a.m. Saturday morning.
Oof, good luck with that.
Yeah, my friend is celebrating her birthday at the Ren Fair. She wants everyone there at 9 a.m. And I just like, I am the one that doesn't drive, so I have to go all the way up to Suffern. Thankfully, I have a friend who's picking me up there, so it's like, this is going to be quite fun. So, that is it. End of list. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode and a healthier Mako-chan. So, I'm Ranma.
And I'm Ari.
Great fight, great night. See you next week.
Good night, everybody.
Say goodnight, Ari.
Good night, Ari.
And good night, Ranma. See you all next week.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on this show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it. For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!